What a peaceful night.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, well our story starts off with a shawty who's a ghoul eating up on bodies until this Timu-ass Jason pulls up to stop her and bring her in alive. He attacks and she manages to escape up out of there. Moving on, we meet our main character Kaneki, who's with his friend in a cafe, Hideyoshi, who tries to hit on the waitress named Toka.
Excuse me, miss. Can I get a cappuccino? You want one, Kaneki?
No, I'm still working on mine.
Cappuccino?
Oh, and what is your name?
Hide?
I'm Toka Kirishima.
Let me just cut to the chase. Are you seeing anyone?
Cut it out, idiot!
And scares her off like, bro, how you scaring the hoes? Shortly after a bad bit pull up named Rize. And Kaneki knew he needed that. Then we find out he scored a date with her. On their date, they start talking about boring shit. I mean books.
Are you alright, Kaneki?
Yeah, I am now.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Also leaves a full plate of food. Suspicious. Later on, he walks her home and agrees to seeing each other again. While they hug, it happened. She bites this nigga's shoulder, bruh, revealing she's the ghoul we saw earlier and slams him through a wall, getting stabbed too. Yeah, it was looking over for Buddy. Before she could eat him, she gets crushed by falling steel beams. Kaneki is taken to the hospital where we find out Rize's organs are being transplanted into him. So yep, you know what that means. He is now half ghoul. Like, bro could not eat his food. He gets discharged and arrives home to find a bag of groceries and a note from Hide telling him, among other things, that he brought his favorite burger. Inside, Kaneki starts panicking and tries eating everything he has, but ends up vomiting it all. Bro is down terrible, ignoring Hide's calls too. Couldn't even stab himself with a knife. Later on, he wanders the streets while fighting his craving for human flesh. He chases a delicious aroma until he stumbles across a ghoul eating a corpse. The ghoul was willing to share though, until another one pulled up named Nishiki. And he's angry as fuck about other ghouls trespassing on his territory and attacks Kaneki next, until Toka came through clutch and saved his ass, causing Nishiki to run away. Toka offers him flesh, but he don't want to eat it. He decides to shove that shit in his mouth while that banger is playing in the background. Kaneki was still rejecting to eat the flesh, and Toka got pissed and started beating his ass until manager Yoshimura appears to stop her. Yoshimura invites Kaneki in for coffee and learns that it's only thing ghouls can consume aside from humans. However, coffee cannot satisfy a ghoul's hunger, so he gives Kaneki a parcel and invites him to come back for more. After he leaves, he tells Toka that the recent incident on the news involved Kaneki and Rize. At home, Rize started rage baiting him, and he almost gave in until Hide texted him, causing him to throw the meat away. The next day, he returns to school and is greeted by Hide. He decides to have him meet an upperclassman. When they arrive, they walk in on bro about to get some buns. I'd be pissed, but we find out the upperclassman is Nishiki. Kaneki was freaking out, but Nishiki acts casual, then invites Hide to his home to retrieve something. Afraid for Hide's life, Kaneki insists he come along and Nishiki allows him. On their way over, Nishiki attacks Hide, sending him flying. Nishiki talking about some, you gonna eat him, right? Then when Kaneki was saying no, he started beating his ass. Nishiki walks up to Hide and is about to kill him. Then Kaneki locks in, unleashing his Kagune for the first time and starts attacking Nishiki and gets in close to grab him and impales him. That buddy boy is shaking crazy. Oh hell nah. Ending the fight. Rize afterwards was all in his ear telling him to eat Hide, and he was like, "You right, bae, I deserve it." Toka pulls up to stop him. He wakes up and Yoshimura checks up on him and takes him to see Hide, who is resting in another room. He offers to take Kaneki in and he accepts. We then pan to two detectives investigating the binge eating and Timu Jason from earlier, and Detective Mato finds the pliers belonging to Jason, who later pulled up on his doctor telling him to make new ones. While Kaneki was learning how to make coffee, he runs into Hide, who recovered but doesn't fully remember what happened, probably for the best. Shortly after, the doctor's daughter and wife come to stay at Enteku. At the CCG 20th Ward's branch office, a meeting is being held to discuss critical ghoul investigations. Detective Amon and Mato are put in charge of the investigation in the 20th Ward. Later, Yoshimura asks Kaneki to help acquire food on Toka's behalf as she's busy studying, and he agrees. That night, Kaneki accompanies Yomo to pick up food, where he learns that they scavenge for suicide victims. Crazy. Mato and Amon wander the streets at night, tricking a ghoul into attacking them. Caught off guard, the ghoul is subdued and interrogated about Jason's pliers. Providing no information, Mato kills his ass. Damn, these niggas ain't playing. The next day, Toka takes Kaneki to get a mask to avoid detection from the ghoul investigators, because Amon and Mato was putting belt to ass on them ghouls. We later on see this dude named Skiyama pull up and immediately takes an interest in Kaneki. Bro was speaking French and all. He was even sniffing him. Oh hell nah.
Well, Kaneki dear, I want you, and I'll have you.
Oh my God.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Oh, hell nah. We watching you, bruh. He even pulled up on him at his college.
So what brings you to Kami University today?
What if I told you you're what brings me?
Yeah, once he started talking about books and his favorite author, it was GG's. Later on, Yomo wanted to meet Kaneki and tells him since Dubs, aka the feds, are in the 20th ward, he gotta learn how to protect himself. No warning, he just starts swinging on his ass. Then later, takes him to meet the bar owner Itori, and hears about how it's rare for ghouls to have kids of their own, and that a rumor that someone wanted Rize dead and caused the accident. Sometime later, he meets up with Tsukiyama, and once they talked about Rize, he talked about a memory he had with her rejecting him, and he was pissed so much he crushed the cup, causing Kaneki to cut his finger. Tsukiyama gives him a handkerchief, and offers to take Kaneki to one of Rize's favorite places as an apology. Later, Kaneki is taken to Rize's favorite place, where he's ordered to shower and change into dress clothes. He's served coffee while waiting, and soon after discovers that he's on a lifting platform that takes him to a pit surrounded by watching ghouls. Tsukiyama appears introduced as Mr. MM, who enthralls the audience with Kaneki's human scent and declares him the night's meal. Most obvious trap ever. A scrapper named Taro is brought out to kill him. Kaneki runs away and tries to escape through a door, but it's locked. Taro corners him, but Kaneki dodges all the attacks until the saw becomes stuck in the wall. Kaneki then runs, kicking Taro on the side of the head as he leaps over his shoulder. While running, Kaneki's legs become numb and he falls. The coffee he drank was spiked. Taro kicks Kaneki into the wall, then picks him up by the neck and strangles him. When his vision starts to blur, his Kakugan activates and forces his way out of Taro's grip and punches him away. The crowd cheered until Taro gets up and approaches Kaneki, who is too weak from the drugs to fight anymore. Tsukiyama arrives and pierces Taro through the back with his bare hands. He apologizes to the audience as he had to take Kaneki off the menu, so offers Taro in his stead. Tsukiyama approaches Kaneki and plays the whole thing off as a joke, but leans in and sniffs him again.
I can't wait to have you all to myself.
Freaky ass. It was even to the point he even made Kaneki have nightmares about this shit. With the increase of ghoul investigator activities in the 20th ward, the patrons of Anteku grow nervous. Kaneki listens to the worried customers when Yoshimura comes to relieve him of work and asks him to visit Toka. She stayed home sick that day and resides in the apartment upstairs. He finds out she's sick because she's eaten too much. Her friend Yoriko stops by to drop some dumplings she made and Toka forces herself to eat it. W friend, but too bad it's human food. While walking, he runs into Nishiki getting his ass beat and about to be eaten by these two ghouls. Kaneki steps in and the training pays off. He takes Nishiki to his crib where his girl Kimi was waiting for him. He finds out that she's a human dating him too. He decides to help, and while she was coming back from the store, she gets grabbed by you-know-who, Tsukiyama. Kaneki gets back to Anteku and sees the note left for him. Nishiki decides to come too. They go to a church where she's being held and tells them he wants to eat Kaneki while Kaneki is eating Kimi. Freaky ass boy. They start boxing and it was not going well at all until Toka came clutch, kicking him as well as Kaneki, but soon after they got countered, with Tsukiyama breaking his arm. Toka attacks him again, but Tsukiyama takes her down with his Kagune. Nishiki repeatedly tries to fight Tsukiyama, but is no use. Kaneki lets Toka eat his flesh, seeing her skills as their only chance. Tsukiyama starts crashing out and attacks her. Toka summons her Kagune, deflecting Tsukiyama's attack. Yes sir! Cook this freaky ass nigga. When she proves too tough, Tsukiyama tries to eat Kimi, but Nishiki stops him. Mad, Tsukiyama repeatedly stabs him, but while distracted, he's critically wounded by Toka. He struggles to reach Kaneki, but Toka finishes Tsukiyama off.
We did it!
Then, right after, she tries to kill Kimi because she thinks she knows too much about ghouls. Well, yeah, she's dating one, but Kimi saying she's pretty was all it took for her to leave.
How am I pretty?
After some time passed, Nishiki started working at Anteku, as well as Hinami upset wanting to see her dad. That pans to him giving Jason some new pliers and then attacks him, which sends him flying to where Alma and Mato are. You already know a fight was about to go down, but sadly, they was just missing the whole time, not being able to land anything. Eventually making Jason dip, but they go back to the dock and find out he's a ghoul, wasting no time to switch him down. Later on, we see Hinami wanting to get a book for him since it's his birthday is coming up. Ryoku agrees. While they outside, she notices the feds and they start head back, but they notice her. Hinami picks up her dad's scent and oh my god, please don't tell me. It was a trap. Once she whipped out that Kagune and said this,
Run, dear. Run fast.
I knew it was over, with Hinami managing to run away. Kaneki noticed her, and they run back to go help, but once they got there, he didn't know what to do. Mato whips out her husband's Kagune as his new Kenkei, and ends her life while Kaneki shields Hinami's eyes from it. Later that day, Toka came back and found everyone to get the news of Ryoko dying, with Yoshimura proposing they move to the 24th ward. Toka wants to spin back, but Yoshimura is against it, and then she leaves on the prowl for the doves. She finds them and takes one out, and she comes to finish off the last one, but Amon saves him. Without a weapon though, he was getting cooked. Luckily, Mato came to his rescue. Mato subs in and she dodges the attack. He starts to rage bait her. And of course, she fell for it and just started swinging at straight air. She gets tired and he knocks her down. That's when she decides to run away. When she gets back, Kaneki decides he wants to help her. Later find out at the CCG that a mission is coming up at the 11th ward. Later on, Mato gets a call from a mysterious caller who left a tip about Hinami, and he figures it would be the rabbit he saw earlier. Afterwards, Kaneki gets his mask from Yuta. Amon and Mato discuss their plans to confront Rabbit in number 745, aka Hinami. They plan to split up, and Mato's bringing something special. Kaneki meets Toka in the locker room, worried and still wanting to help. Toka brushes him off and goes to check on Hinami, but she gone. Having caught the scent of something, Hinami went looking for it. It turns out to be her mom, bruh. That is tragic. Her screams could be heard from a distance. Kaneki sees Toka in the distance with Amon behind her. Kaneki steps in front of him to stop him. Toka finds Hinami, but she doesn't want to live anymore, and Toka comforts her until Mato shows up. Bro was cheesing. Kaneki tries swinging, but he did no damage at all, getting slammed to the ground. That's when he started taking the fight serious and takes out his Quinke and swings it with enough force that the wind sends him flying over the railing. Toka was moving mad quick, dodging Mato's Quinke to the point it couldn't reach. Came in to grab and throw his ass. Right before she could deal the final blow, Mato unleashes a new Quinke made from Ryoko and starts dual wielding in this bitch. Toka tries to attack but ends up getting pinned to the wall, and he starts to crush her, slams her, then stabs her. While Amon was crashing out over his dead friend and blaming ghouls for everything, Kaneki decides he wants to be the savior between ghouls and humans. Then Amon repeatedly attacks Kaneki until he is unable to stand and makes his way past him. That's when Kaneki embraces Rize, taking a bite of him, activating his Kagune, and Kaneki was moving, hanging with this nigga. After breaking his Quinke, Kaneki begs Amon to run, not wanting to kill him, and he does. Right before Mato can kill Toka, Hinami severs his hand, making him drop his Quinke. Showing that she inherited both her parents' Kagune, she severs Mato's leg, sending him skidding across the floor, and Toka tells Hinami to kill him. Hinami refuses, feeling lonely without her parents, but does not care about revenge. Mato hobbles towards Hinami, still determined to kill her, but Toka severs his jugular. After he falls, he drags himself towards Toka, refusing to die until he takes revenge on the one eye. His injuries was too much, to which he then passes away. Toka sees the glove on Mato's hand and assumes he was so disgusted by ghouls that he did not want to touch them. She pulls off his glove and collapses after seeing his wedding ring. By the canal, Kaneki is struggling with his hunger. Someone approaches from behind and he impales them with his Kagune. It was Yomo and brings him back to his senses with a parcel. Kaneki and Yomo find Toka and Hinami and they go home. Later, Amon finds Mato's body. After closing his mentor's eyes, he screams, "I know he was sick." The CCG prepares for their mission in the 11th ward and brings in Takizawa and Hoji to assist in the 20th ward while Amon is gone. Life goes back to normal at Enteku, with them having a new pet, and Hinami begins to live with Toka. In his pursuit to learn more about Rize, Kaneki visits Itori. However, the only information about Rize she has is that she came from the 11th ward and advises him to check it out. Banjo and his crew arrive in the 20th ward in search of Rize. Elsewhere, Ayato plans to join him, looking for his sister. Later on, Banjo and his crew visit Enteku to find Rize. Kaneki tells him that she isn't around anymore. Banjo tells him to let her know to run away because a ghoul game named Aogiri is looking for her. Shortly after, Ayato pulls up and reunites with his sister. Then Timu Jason pops up as well. Oh hell nah. During a meeting, we find out the 11th branch is gone, and they're planning a large-scale attack on the gang responsible. And the meeting is interrupted by Juzu, who showed up late, Shinohara's underling. Back on Teku, Jason immediately takes an interest in Kaneki, and Nico is,
You know, I'd heard your older sister lives here, but no one told me she's as gorgeous as you. Oh, I'd ravish you both.
You's a freaky ass nigga!
Jason snatches Kaneki ass to take him back to Aogiri. Toka tries to step in, but Ayato is not letting that happen. Jason continues to beat Kaneki ass. He was definitely living up to his name. Good lord. Yoshimura and Yomo return and have already figured that Kaneki was taken. He later holds a meeting with Onteku's staff about rescuing Kaneki. Tsukiyama appears, having been invited by Yoshimura to assist in the rescue. Why is this nigga alive? You know what? If he helps, then fuck it. We then see Kaneki getting tortured by Jason himself. Oh lord. Meanwhile, the CCG is preparing and ready to storm the 11th ward to take out the Aogiri. While having a brief moment of rest, Banjo and his friends enter to clean and promise Kaneki to save him. The CCG attacks the 11th ward base and encounters sniper ghouls. Juzu takes a motorcycle and uses it to launch himself into the base and kill the snipers. Then they make it inside. Onteko uses the chaos as an advantage by sneaking in disguised as Aogiri members. Yoshimura, Hinami, and Kaya wait outside while the rest infiltrate. They split up to find Kaneki. Toka is confronted by Amon, but he is attacked by the Bean brothers, giving a chance for Toka to escape. Tsukiyama, Yomo, and Yuta run into Noro. Amon fights the Bean brothers, getting his shit rocked, but locked in and defeats him with his new weapon, Kura. Toka frantically looks for Kaneki. She's attacked by Ukaku shards, but Ishiki takes the blow. Ayato appears, and they prepare to fight. CCG's strongest investigators have entered deepest into the base and secured several sections. They arrive to the roof, but there are no ghouls, until the one-eyed owl appears. They get advised to let only a small number of their finest engage, who are not afraid to die. While enduring even more unbearable torture, Kaneki passes through several illusions monitored by a manifestation of Rize. He recalls his childhood where he watched his mother overwork herself. Kaneki's father had died years prior, leaving his mom working 2 jobs and supporting her older sister. She eventually overworked herself to death, leaving Kaneki alone. Afterwards, his only source of comfort for a long time is Hide. He starts to assess himself, contemplating the fact that life is truly about compromise. For all along, he was weak and lived by the belief of letting himself get hurt rather than others, which is the reason why his mother suffered so much. Emotionally traumatized, Kaneki finally comes to a resolve to accept himself as a ghoul and goes through a transformation, bruh. He escapes his shackles and mercilessly defeats Jason. He pins Jason to the ground and uses the same torture techniques on him. Holy. Jason's left vulnerable as Kaneki proceeds to eat his Kagune to harness more strength. And that's where it ends right there. Season 2 is, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that.